Students, already I have discussed the plastic theory of beams in the previous video. That is the part 1, which consists of shape factor. In this unit there will be two parts which I have told you already. First one will be shape factor and the second one will be plastic moment calculation. Okay, so now we'll move on to the second part. That is, in this video I'll discuss about 5 important problems which only consists of beams. Okay, so next video I'll discuss about the problems. Okay, so before seeing about the plastic movement problems, the first important thing is to know about plastic hinge. Okay, so what is a plastic hinge? The first thing is, plastic hinge is formed in a fully plastified section. That is, here in this figure you can say that this is a fully plastified section, and in this fully plastified section, the upper above this point we can see that all the fibers tend to compress are subjected to compression. Okay, so that all the fibers will contract. Here below this point all the fibers are subjected to tension forces, so all the fibers will tend to expand. Okay, so at the junction what happens is the fibers neither expand nor contract. Okay, so at this point complete yielding takes place, that is neither tension nor compression takes place. Here complete yielding takes place, and the member is subjected to fail due to large rotations which takes place above this hinge. This is known as plastic hinge. The member fails above this hinge and large rotations takes place above this point. Okay, this hinge is known as plastic hinge, and the moment at this about this point is called moment. In this fully plastified section is called plastic moment. Okay. Before getting into the problematic part, there are some theory. So, when a structure is likely to be collapsed, there will be formation of n plus 1th plastic hinge. Okay, so usually in a structure which is indeterminate to n degrees, n number of plastic hinge only will be formed. But when the structure collapses, n plus 1th plastic hinge will be formed. Or in other ways we can say that the load that causes the n plus 1th plastic hinge to form, that is the extra plastic hinge to form, is known as collapse load. So that load which is responsible for the n plus 1th plastic hinge to be formed is known as a collapse load. Okay. So the next topic is types of mechanisms. So before knowing the types of mechanisms, why we are using their mechanism diagram is, by using this mechanism diagram only. So here usually in the problem what they will be asking is, they will be asking you to calculate the collapse load or the plastic moment of a structure. Okay, that is at the time of failure what is the collapse load or the plastic moment that occurs in the resists the structure. These are the two requirement. Okay, so to know this we have to draw the plastic mechanism diagram. This is the plastic mechanism diagram. By drawing this only we can calculate the plastic moment or the collapse load. So hence we are hence we have to know about the mechanism diagrams. So there are different types of mechanism. The two types of mechanisms are independent mechanism and combined mechanism. Okay, so in independent mechanism there are many types. The first one is beam mechanism. So in the beam mechanism also there are various beams. The first one is simply supported beam. So in this figure we can see that there is a simply supported beam which is loaded by a point load. First we have to know how to denote the plastic and mechanical hinge. So plastic hinge is denoted in terms of a fully completed filled dot, and the mechanical hinge is denoted by a open dot. Okay, so here we don't know where a plastic hinge and a mechanical hinge will occur. Number of plastic hinge in the beam is equal to n plus 1 or r plus 1. So I have told you already, the formation of n plus 1th plastic hinge will cause the section to collapse. So we have to assume that this section will collapse. So then only we can calculate the collapse load and the plastic moment. So the formation of n plus 1th plastic hinge will cause the section to collapse. So here I am assuming the degree of determinacy degree of redundancy to be R. In this unit, I am going to denote the redundancy by R. So R plus 1 will cause the member to collapse. Okay. So what is the R value for the simply supported beam? SI is equal to statical indeterminacy, or R is equal to here there is one unknown reaction and here there is one unknown reaction. So adding both these supports, we will be getting 2. 2 minus number of equilibrium equations, there are totally 3, but since this is a beam, I am neglecting the horizontal equation. So 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So the redundancy value R is equal to 0. So 0 plus 1. 1 means, in other ways we can say that it is not 1, it is equal to number of loads. Number of loads acting on the member. So 0 plus number of loads, that is equal to 1, is equal to 1. So there are totally 1 number of plastic hinge that occurs in the section. So hence this one plastic hinge will occur where the bending moment is maximum, that is at the point of the load. Okay. So the next thing, proptic cantilever. So proptic cantilever, degree of indeterminacy is equal to 1. So 1 plus number of loads is equal to 2. So 2 number of plastic hinges are there. Okay. So R plus number of loads is equal to 1, which is equal to 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So 2 plastic hinges are likely to be formed. These plastic hinge occurs where there are maximum bending moment. The first one at the point of load. The second one compared to the this proptic cantilever portion, this fixed portions carries large moments. So hence plastic hinge will occur in this portion only. So the next thing, fixed beam. So fixed beam, we can say that the statical indeterminacy value is equal to 2. So 2 plus number of loads, that is 1. 2 plus 1 is equal to 3 plastic hinges, which happens to fall on all the 3 portions. Okay. So the next one is panel mechanism or sway mechanism. So in panel or columns, we don't have any confusions. The plastic hinge will occur where the maximum bending moment will occur. Blindly we can put wherever the maximum bending moment will occur, we can draw a plastic hinge there. Okay. So this is very easy. So next one is gable mechanism. So these are the types of the mechanism which are found in the which are found in the structure. The next one is combined mechanism. Combined mechanism means the one or two of the independent mechanism combine to form the combined mechanism. Before getting into the problems, I'll discuss about the basic procedure which is to be followed in these problems. Okay, so there are 3 important notations in these steps. So that is small n, capital N and small r. Okay, so the small r indicates the degree of redundancy or the statical indeterminacy of a structure. Okay, the capital N indicates the number of plastic hinges which are formed in the beam. So next thing, small n indicates the number of mechanism required to solve the problem. Okay, so how much number of mechanisms we require to solve the problem depends upon this small n. Okay. So next thing, the procedure is, first step we have to calculate the statical indeterminacy of the given beam. So this step by step procedure is only for beams. Okay. So first thing we have to, but for columns also there won't be any much change, but just keep it in mind, this is for beams. So this is the first thing we have to calculate the statical indeterminacy for a beam, or statical indeterminacy in other ways called as R. Next thing, the number of statical indeterminacy or R plus number of loads is equal to the number of plastic hinges. Okay, the capital N number of plastic hinges is equal to R plus number of loads. Okay, so after calculating the number of plastic hinges, next we have to plot the diagram. Okay, so before plotting the diagram, that is we have to plot the diagram. Before plotting the diagram, first we have to know where to locate the plastic hinges. So the plastic hinges, to locate the plastic hinges, some priority will be given. The first one will be the location of the points. The point where the point loads or UDL will act, there will be the plastic hinge, there the plastic hinge will be located. That is the first priority. And the second one, the point where maximum bending moment will act, that is the second priority. And the next one, supports. So these are the important things where the plastic hinge will occur. If there is some extra plastic hinge also, we can put it in other supports. Okay. So the third one will be number of mechanism required to solve the problem, that is small n. This small n is equal to capital N minus r. Okay, so usually in simpler problems you'll be getting the number of mechanism required will be 1. In other advanced problems you'll be requiring almost 2 or 3 mechanisms like that. Okay, so next thing we have to draw the mechanism diagram and plot the plastic hinges. Next we have to draw the mechanism diagram and plot the plastic hinges and the mechanical hinges in the diagram. Okay, so the next thing we have to calculate the work done in the beam. Okay, using this work done only we will be calculating the plastic moment and the collapse load. So you already know that by principle of virtual work, external work done is equal to internal work done. Okay, so external work done in a beam is equal to load into deflection, which is equal to W into del or delta. Okay, so this deflection delta is equal to, always this deflection delta is equal to the distance from the support L by 2 into the corresponding rotation theta. So delta is equal to L by 2 into theta. So how we have arrived this one means we know that in this triangle tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent, that is equal to delta by L by 2. Since the deflections are always very small, we can assume that tan theta is approximately equal to theta, which is equal to delta by L by 2. Hence delta is equal to theta into L by 2. Okay, so that is what I have written here. Okay, the deflection is always equal to the distance into the corresponding rotation. Always keep this in mind. Okay, this is the external work done. External work done is caused due to the load into deflection will give you the external work done. Internal work done is caused due to the resisting plastic moment, that is the plastic moment into the corresponding rotation. Okay, the sum of plastic, so if there are totally 3 plastic hinges, the sum of the 3 plastic moments into the corresponding rotation will be giving you the internal work done. So equating these two, you can calculate the plastic moment or the collapse load. Okay, so whatever you have asked in the question, you can reciprocate it and find the answer. So now we will discuss some of the problems. So this is the first problem which you are going to see. So take down the question. A continuous beam ABC is loaded as shown. They have given the figure. Determine the required plastic moment if the load factor is 3.2. Okay, so here they have given a load factor. So what you have to do is, whatever load they have given in the question, you have to multiply it by 3.2. Okay, to calculate. Before calculating, you have to multiply it by 3.2. So just look at the figure. It is a continuous beam and it has fixed support at one end. So the first step what you have to do is calculate the statical indeterminacy. Okay, that is R value you have to calculate. So in the fixed end you will be getting 2 unknown reactions. In the simply supported end you will be getting 1, and this support you will be getting 1. So there are 4 number of unknown reactions. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. So the degree of redundancy R is equal to 2. So the number of plastic hinges capital N is equal to R plus number of loads. Okay, so R 2 plus number of loads. There are 3 loads. 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So your number of plastic hinges will be 5. The next thing, number of mechanisms required to solve. Small n is equal to capital N minus R. So 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So we require 3 mechanisms to solve this problem. I'll plot this separately. The first mechanism will be based on this section, this part alone, AB part. Okay, this is the first mechanism. So the second mechanism will be in the section BC due to the load at D. Okay, so this will be mechanism 2. And the third mechanism also is in the same section but due to load at E. So these are the three mechanisms from the problem. Okay, so now we have to plot the plastic hinges and the mechanical hinges. Okay, so I have already calculated that the number of plastic hinges is equal to 5. So the 5 plastic hinges will occur at the point of loading. That is, in the case of 5 kilonewton, what I am going to assume this is that since it is a symmetrical section, the plastic hinge will occur at the midpoint of the section. Okay, the plastic hinge will occur at the midpoint of the section, and here the point load we can plot it easily at the point of the load and also the next load. So usually while locating a plastic hinge, the point load, it is very easy to locate, but in case of UDL we have to first identify whether it is a symmetrical section or unsymmetrical section. Okay, suppose if this is the section given in the equation, the one end is a fixed end and the other end is simply supported. So what happens is, this is a unsymmetrical section. It is an unsymmetrical section. But in case of continuous beams, what happens is, the in-between supports act as rigid supports. Hence, this is also a rigid support and this is also a rigid support. It will act as a symmetrical section only. So hence I am saying that the plastic hinge will occur at the midpoint of the section. If suppose in the question only this portion is given, then the location of plastic hinge has to be determined. So that thing we'll see in the next problems. Okay. So hence we have located 3 plastic hinges and we have remaining 2 plastic hinge. So there are 3 supports totally. But so we have only 2 plastic hinges. So what we can see, we can identify is, compared to these 3 supports, C has less bending moment. So it will not collapse, it will not form plastic hinge very easily. Hence we can say that A and B forms plastic hinge when compared to C. So hence I have plotted the plastic hinges, 5 plastic hinges, that is at the point A, B. So B is visible in all the 3 diagrams and at the point of loading. Okay, so at the remaining place we can draw the mechanical hinge. So this is the mechanism 1, this is the mechanism 2, this is the mechanism 3. So after drawing the mechanism diagram, just look at the question what they have asked. They are asking us to calculate the plastic moment of the section. So what we have to do is assume all the 3 mechanisms individually and solve the 3 mechanisms, and in each mechanism you will be getting a plastic moment value. The higher of the plastic moment will be taken as the required plastic moment of the whole section. Okay. So if they are asking you to calculate the plastic moment of a section, the higher of the plastic moment obtained from all the mechanisms will be taken as the value, as the resultant value. But in the question, if they are asking you to calculate the collapse load, the minimum collapse load should be taken. Okay, you have to assume that the section will collapse at the minimum load itself. So you have to take the minimum collapse load only. Also in the question we can see that in the section AB the plastic moment value is MP, but in the section BC the plastic moment value is 2 MP. Okay, usually you can see in the problems in the strength of materials we will be seeing as, for some sections they will be given as I, and for the other sections they will be given as 2I. That is the same in this problem. Okay, so while solving this section you can take it as MP, and while solving this section you can take the MP value as 2 MP. That's the concept. I am going to plot each and every mechanism separately. Okay, so the first mechanism is AB section. So in the section AB there is a uniformly distributed load which of length 12 meter. Okay, so I have drawn the mechanism and and I have located the hinges. Okay, so the plastic hinge here will occur at the midpoint of the section, and the deflection delta is equal to 6 into the corresponding rotation. I am going to assume this rotation to be theta. So since it is a symmetrical section, in the opposite side also the rotation will be theta. So delta or deflection is equal to distance 6 into theta. So this is the deflection. Okay. So the external work done is equal to, or WE is equal to the load into the corresponding deflection, or load into corresponding deflection is in the case of point load. Okay. But in the case of UDL, it is equal to the load intensity into area of the triangle. Okay, load intensity into area of triangle. Here what is the load intensity? 5 into area of the triangle, half into base into height, which what is the base? That is 12 meter is the base into what is the height of the triangle? Height is the deflection, which is equal to 6 theta. In the question we have already seen that load factor is equal to 3.2. So wherever you use the load, we have to multiply it by 3.2. So 3.2 into 5 into 1 by 2 into 12 into 6 theta will be giving you the answer as 576 theta, which is the external work done. Okay, the next thing, the internal work done is equal to the summation of the plastic moment into the corresponding rotation. Okay, so the plastic moment, here there are 3 plastic hinges, so we have to add all these 3. So here the rotation is theta and here the rotation is theta. At this point there are 2 members are likely to be rotated, hence here it is 2 theta. Okay, so wherever a plastic hinge is formed, just denote that point by MP. So MP into theta at point A plus MP into theta at point B plus MP into 2 theta at this point. So total the answer will be 4 MP theta. External work done is equal to internal work done will be giving you the MP value, which is equal to 144 kilonewton meter. Consider the next mechanism. Okay, so I have plotted the mechanism and the plastic hinges and the mechanical hinges also. So next thing, you have to plot wherever the plastic hinge will occur, we have to write MP, plastic moment. But in the question what they have given us, in the section BC it is 2 MP and the section AB it is MP. Okay, so here in the section BC you can say that it is 2 MP, that is at this point the plastic hinge is 2 MP, but at this point, that is B point, we cannot say whether it is MP or 2 MP. So always there is a rule, at a junction where there are 2 plastic moments coincides, we have to take the least plastic moment, least value of MP only. Okay, if there is 2 MP and here there is 3 MP, means you have to take the least value only always. Okay, so hence at the B point I am taking it as MP, that is the least value, and at the D point it will be 2 MP. Okay, so deflection, next we have to calculate the deflection. So before calculating, this is an unsymmetrical diagram. The triangle itself shows this is an unsymmetrical diagram, hence assume it as theta 1. So already we have assumed a theta in the previous mechanism. So this will be theta 1 and this will be theta 2. Okay, so delta, we can say that delta is equal to 8 into theta 1 or 16 into theta 2. This will be your deflection value. You can calculate this delta either from the left side or from the right side. Okay, this is the delta at D point. So there is a delta at E point also. So here the delta is equal to, simply we can say it is equal to the distance. This distance is 8. 8 into theta 2. At this point the delta is equal to 8 into theta 2. At this point both the angles will both the ends, we can calculate it from both the ends. It is equal to 8 into theta 1 or 16 into theta 2. Hence delta is equal to 8 into theta 1, which is equal to 16 into theta 2. So equate both the things. Hence we will be getting as theta 2 is equal to 8 by 16 into theta 1, which is equal to 0.5 theta 1. So wherever theta 2 comes, you can substitute it as 0.5 theta 1. Okay. So external work done is equal to load into deflection. So the first load, that is before putting the load, you should multiply the load factor. 3.2 into 60 into the deflection, the corresponding deflection at D point is equal to 8 into theta 1. 8 into theta 1. Okay. Plus the next load, that is 90. 3.2 into 90 into the corresponding deflection is equal to 8 into theta 2. 8 into theta 2. So substitute the values of theta 2. So we can calculate this, and here substitute theta 2 is equal to 0.5 theta 1. Hence you will be getting the value as 2688 theta 1. Okay. The next thing, internal work done. Internal work done is equal to sum of plastic moment into rotation, which is equal to where are the plastic moments present? The first plastic moment is at B point, MP into theta 1, plus the second plastic moment is at D point, 2 MP. So that is 2 MP. This is 2 MP. 2 MP into what is the rotation here? Theta 1 plus theta 2. 2 MP into theta 1 plus theta 2 plus, that's all. There are 2 plastic inches only. Okay. So substitute the value of theta 2 is equal to 0.5 theta 1. If you substitute, you will be getting the value as 4 MP into theta. Okay. So equating external work done is equal to internal work, 4 MP into theta 1. Equating external work done into internal work done, we are getting MP value as 672 kilonewton meter. Okay. Mechanism 3, if you have understood the mechanism 2, we can easily solve the mechanism 3 also. Okay. So I have drawn the diagram here. Let it be theta 3 and this be theta 4. Okay. And this is the deflection here, delta, and this is the deflection here. At the point of the junction, we can say that delta is equal to 16 into theta 3, which is equal to, this delta is equal to 16 into theta 3 or 8 into theta 4 or 8 into theta 4. Okay. Hence, you can say that theta 4 is equal to 16 by 8 is equal to 2 into theta 3. So wherever you get theta 4, you can say it as 2 into theta 4. This deflection is equal to 16 into theta 3. And this deflection is equal to 8 into this distance, 8 into theta 3. Okay. So next we can solve the problem. And MP, here it is MP and here it is 2 MP. At the junction we have to take the least value. Okay, here it is MP and this section it is 2 MP. At the junction we have to take the least value only. So external work done is equal to load into deflection. So the first load, 3.2 load factor into 60 into the deflection is equal to 8 into theta 3. Plus the second load 3.2 into 90 into plus into the deflection is equal to 16 into theta 3. Okay. So hence you will be getting external work done as 6144 theta 3. Okay. So the next thing, internal work done. Internal work done is equal to sum of the plastic moment. Sum of plastic moment into rotation. So the first thing, MP into theta 3 plus 2 MP into what is the rotation at this point, theta 3 plus theta 4. At this point, theta 3 plus theta 4. Theta 3 plus theta 4. So substitute the value of theta 4. You will be getting internal work done is equal to 7 mp into theta. So equating external work done is equal to internal work done, we will be getting mp is equal to 877.71 kilonewton meter. So now identify which is the maximum plastic moment. 877 the third mechanism, previous mechanism 672, the previous mechanism 144. So the maximum value is 877. Hence the required plastic moment value is 877.71 kilonewton meter. Okay. So when in the question if they are asking you to calculate the collapse load, we have to choose the minimum value. So that's all about the problem. We can move on to the next problem. The next problem is determination of collapse load. Okay, so see the figure, they have not given the value of loads. We have to find out the collapse load for the given beam based on the plastic moment value. Okay, so this is the given beam, so we can calculate it. Okay, so the first step is you have to calculate the degree of redundancy. R is equal to, or SI is equal to number of unknown reactions minus number of equilibrium equations. Okay, so here there are in a fixed support there are two reactions, in the hinged support there are one, in this hinged support there is one, so totally 4 reactions minus number of equilibrium equations, that is 2. Here we have neglected the horizontal equation. Okay, so 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. The next thing, number of plastic hinges. Number of plastic hinges n is equal to degree of redundancy plus number of loads, which is equal to 2 plus, there are totally 3 loads, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So there are 5 number of plastic hinges. Okay, so the next thing, number of mechanism required. Small n is equal to capital N minus R, which is equal to 5 minus 2 is equal to 3 mechanisms. Hence we require 3 mechanisms to solve this problem. Okay, now we can draw the 3 mechanisms. The first mechanism will be in the section AB due to the point load at D. The second mechanism will be the section AB due to point load at E. Okay, and the third mechanism will be in the section BC due to point load at F. Okay, now we have to locate the plastic hinges and mechanical hinges. So there are 5 plastic hinges. First plotted at the point of loading. So three points we have located the 3 plastic hinges. The next thing, similar to the previous problem, we can say that A and B has more bending moment, hence plot it in the figure A and B. And C has the mechanical hinge only. So now plot all the mechanisms separately and calculate the external work done and internal work done. Value doesn't vary in the question, hence we can draw it as, can simply take it as MP itself. MP. Okay, there are 3 plastic hinges in the first mechanism. This is the mechanism 1, and this delta value is equal to, this is theta and this is theta 1. This delta value is equal to 1 into theta or 3 into theta 1. Okay, so delta is equal to 1 into theta, which is equal to 3 into theta 1. So theta 1 is equal to 1 by 3 into theta. So wherever theta 1 value comes, you can substitute this value. Okay, so external work done is equal to load into deflection. Okay, load into deflection, which is equal to first load W into the corresponding deflection, that is 1 into theta, which is equal to theta. W into the corresponding deflection 1 into theta is equal to theta 1. So the second deflection delta is equal to 1 into theta 1. Okay, plus the second deflection W into theta 1 into theta 1 is equal to theta 1. So substitute the value of W1 substitute the value of theta 1 is equal to 1 by 3 theta. We'll be getting the answer as 4w theta divided by 3, which is the external work done. The next thing, internal work done. Internal work done is equal to mp into theta, sum of mp into theta, which is equal to the first plastic hinge mp into theta, and at the second point mp into theta plus theta 1 plus mp into theta plus theta 1, and at the third point it is equal to mp into theta 1 plus mp into theta 1. If we substitute the value of theta 1, value of internal work done will be 8 by 3 into mp into theta. Okay, so next we have to equate external work done is equal to internal work done. So I have equated. So previous problem we required mp, so we took mp on one side and the other terms on the other side. So here we required the collapse load. So here we should take the w or the collapse load to the left side and bring all the other terms to the right side. If we calculate the values, we can say that w is equal to 2 mp. Okay, the final value is w is equal to 2 mp. So the second mechanism, so I have plotted the diagrams. Here there are 3 plastic hinges. Okay, so the first deflection is equal to, the deflection at this point is equal to 1 into theta. The deflection at this point is equal to 3 into theta or 1 into theta 1. Okay, so deflection is equal to 3 into theta or 1 into theta 1. Hence theta 1 is equal to 3 theta. So wherever I get theta 1, I can substitute it as 3 theta. Okay, so the next thing, external work done. External work done is equal to load into deflection, which is equal to w into the deflection. Here the deflection is equal to 1 into theta, that is equal to theta, plus deflection at this point, w into the deflection at this point is equal to 3 theta, which is equal to 4w theta. Okay, next thing, internal work done is equal to sum of plastic moment into rotation, which is equal to mp into theta at the first hinge, second hinge plus mp into theta plus theta 1, theta plus theta 1, plus third hinge mp into theta 1. Here I can assume it as theta and theta 1, or I can assume it as theta 3 and theta 4. For simplicity, I am assuming the same values itself. Okay, because after the mechanism we are not the theta values are not extending, so we can take the same values itself. For simplicity, I am taking it as theta and theta 1 itself. By solving it, you will be getting the internal work done is equal to 8 mp theta. Substitute the values of theta, you will be getting 8 mp theta. Equate internal work done and external work done, you will be getting w is equal to 2 mp. So previous mechanism also we have got w is equal to 2 mp only. So the next thing, mechanism 3. Mechanism 3, I have plotted the plastic mechanism diagram. Here the deflection is equal to 2 into theta. Okay, here it is not a symmetrical section. 2 into, here the deflection is equal to 2 into theta. Okay, or it is equal to 1 into theta 1. So 2 into theta is equal to 1 into theta 1. So theta 1 is equal to 2 theta. External work done is equal to load into deflection, which is equal to 2w into the deflection is equal to 2 into theta, which is equal to 4w theta. Internal work done is equal to the first plastic hinge mp into theta plus the second plastic hinge mp into theta plus theta 1 into theta plus theta 1. So substitute the value of theta 1, you will be getting the final internal work done as 4 mp theta. If we equate both the equations, you will be getting w is equal to mp. So the minimum value of collapse load is equal to mp. Hence take this value as the final value. So collapse load wc is equal to mp. So with this I am completing this video. So in the next video we will be discussing the remaining 3 problems. Okay, so the remaining 3 problems will be based on I've already said you, if an UDL acts on the beam, if it is a symmetrical section, the plastic hinge will occur at the midpoint only. Suppose if it is not a symmetrical one, and if it is a propped cantilever beam, we have to locate the position of plastic hinge. At what distance, what is the x distance the plastic hinge will be located? We have to calculate this value, and then only we can locate the plastic hinge. Okay, so problems regarding this thing we'll be discussing in the next video.